Welcome back to our channel for another explosive dive into the heart of Port Charles. Today is a fantastic day to unpack the jaw-dropping twists and turns heading our way. The stakes have never been higher, and the drama is reaching an absolute boiling point. Let us jump straight into the shocking revelations awaiting us on General Hospital. Brace yourselves, because the biggest bombshell of the summer has just been officially confirmed. Cassius Faison, the man masquerading as the late Detective Nathan West, is absolutely, undeniably alive. The cataclysmic climax on Spoon Island left the residents of Port Charles, and viewers alike, believing that Cassius had met a grim and permanent end. The narrative being spun by the WSB painted a picture of a deceased rogue operative, but the truth is far more sinister and electrifying. The mysterious and omnipotent WSB leader, known only as Z, has officially swooped in and recruited Cassius. Z does not let elite talent go to waste, and Cassius, with his lethal skill set and Faison bloodline, is the ultimate weapon. For now, Cassius will remain a ghost, presumed dead by everyone in Port Charles, including a devastated Nina Reeves and a grieving Liesl Obrecht. But make no mistake, Cassius is lurking in the shadows, operating as Z's newly minted Phantom Agent. This shocking resurrection guarantees that the Faison legacy of terror and espionage is far from over, and when Cassius inevitably steps back into the light, the seismic shockwave will shatter Port Charles. While Cassius embraces his new life in the shadows, the brutal reality of the WSB's violent world is crashing down on Carly Spencer. The sterile, unforgiving walls of General Hospital serve as the backdrop for one of the most emotionally shattering confrontations in recent memory. Carly is standing by Jocelyn Jax's bedside, weeping tears of pure, visceral terror as she looks at her battered and bruised daughter. Jocelyn's harrowing ordeal at Windermere and her subsequent gunshot wounds have pushed Carly to the absolute brink of her sanity. Carly is a woman who has survived mob wars, kidnappings, and the darkest corners of the criminal underworld, but nothing terrifies her more than the prospect of burying another child. In a deeply emotional and desperate plea, Carly invokes the tragic memory of Morgan Corinthos. She tearfully begs Jocelyn to walk away from the WSB, admitting with raw vulnerability that the pain of losing Morgan nearly destroyed her, and she simply will not survive losing Jocelyn to this dangerous spy game. However, if Carly was hoping for a tearful resignation, she is about to be bitterly disappointed. Jocelyn Jax has been forged in the fires of the Corinthos and Jax empires, and she has evolved into a cold, calculating, and fiercely determined WSB agent. Jocelyn has absolutely no intention of abandoning her newfound career, especially after striking a massive, high-stakes deal with Z to secure the freedom of Jason and Valentine Cassadine. Looking her weeping mother dead in the eye, Jocelyn refuses to back down. She acknowledges that her chosen path in the Bureau is a living nightmare for Carly, but she firmly pushes her mother to accept it anyway. Jocelyn is making it crystal clear. She is no longer the innocent girl Carly needs to protect. She is a lethal operative, calling her own shots, and Carly must either adapt to this terrifying new reality or get left behind. The emotional devastation at General Hospital does not stop at Jocelyn's hospital room. A massive, explosive secret has just been blown wide open, and Lulu is holding the detonator. Following a surprise reunion at the hospital, Carly and Valentine Cassadine allow their guard to drop for just a fraction of a second, sharing a passionate, undeniable kiss. But they are not alone. Lulu witnesses the intimate exchange, and in that singular, heart-stopping moment, all the puzzle pieces slam into place. Lulu realizes with absolute certainty that Carly Spencer is the one who has been harboring Valentine in her attic during all those months he was a wanted fugitive. The sheer audacity of the betrayal leaves Lulu reeling. Carly, a woman who claims to protect her family above all else, was secretly hiding the man who has caused so much chaos, and Charlotte was entirely complicit in the lie. The Spencer wrath is famously volatile, and Lulu is practically vibrating with rage, but she makes a highly strategic move. Instead of causing a massive public scene in the corridors of General Hospital, Lulu decides to delay her confrontation with Carly. She is biding her time, sharpening her claws for the perfect moment to strike. However, Valentine is not going to escape her immediate fury. Unaware that he has been entirely exposed, Valentine heads over to Lulu's house with the intention of seeing his daughter. He smoothly suggests to Charlotte Cassadine that they should catch up privately somewhere, hoping to maintain his carefully constructed facade. But Lulu violently shuts that idea down. Stepping between Valentine and Charlotte like a fiercely protective mama bear, Lulu completely blocks his access. She demands that Valentine stay exactly where he is, making it abundantly clear that she wants a chance to ruthlessly grill him and rip into him over the labyrinth of secrets he has been spinning. Valentine is about to face the ultimate backlash, and Lulu is not going to take any prisoners. Across town, the shimmering, sun-drenched deck of the Metro Court pool usually serves as a sanctuary for the Port Charles elite, but for Brooklyn Quartermain, it is rapidly transforming into a high-stakes interrogation room. Harrison Chase is in full detective mode, and his relentless pursuit of the truth regarding Jordan Ashford's hit-and-run crash is making his wife sweat bullets. Brooklyn is the actual culprit, having fled the scene in a panic, and she has gone to extreme, treacherous lengths to frame Willow Kane for the crime. As they lounge by the pool, Chase casually but firmly admits to Brooklyn that he does not believe Willow is guilty. He is convinced that Willow is being maliciously framed. Brooklyn's heart undoubtedly plummets into her stomach, terrified that her husband has finally connected the dots to her own deceit. Trying to mask her internal panic, Brooklyn plays dumb, nervously asking Chase who on earth would want to frame Willow. In a massive, ironic twist of fate, Chase reveals that he thinks they both know the answer, Michael Corinthos. Chase's logic is flawed but entirely understandable. He previously lashed out at ADA Justine Turner for railroading Willow, but now his suspicions have shifted to Michael. Chase knows that Michael possesses the ruthless Corinthos DNA and the Quartermain resources to pull off a sophisticated frame-up. Chase assumes that a calculated setup like this is right up Michael's alley, completely missing the fact that the true mastermind is sitting right next to him in a swimsuit. Brooklyn is handed a miraculous, temporary lifeline, but the guilt of letting Michael take the psychological heat while Willow faces legal ruin is a ticking time bomb that threatens to obliterate her marriage. Speaking of Michael Corinthos, his descent into a darker, more manipulative era continues to escalate. Michael has been actively scheming to sabotage Brooklyn and Chase's marriage, utilizing threats and leverage to orchestrate a devastating scandal. On Wednesday's episode, Michael experiences a rare moment of hesitation. He begins to second-guess his vicious plot, wondering if actively trying to destroy Brooklyn and Chase's life together is a catastrophic mistake that will blow back on his own family. The moral compass that once defined Michael flickers briefly, but the ruthless, calculating nature he inherited from Sonny and Carly quickly extinguishes it. Michael swiftly changes his mind, doubling down on his dark machinations. He is determined to see his plan through to the bitter end, solidifying his status as a dangerous player who is willing to burn bridges to achieve his goals. While Michael embraces his dark side, Willow Kane is facing a psychological firing squad, courtesy of Tracy Quartermain. The Quartermain matriarch has never been one to mince words, and she absolutely unleashes on Willow in a massive, ugly clash. Tracy is fiercely protective of her family, and she views Willow as a toxic presence masquerading as a saint. Going straight for the jugular, Tracy brings up the ultimate taboo, Nell Benson. Tracy coldly compares Willow to her psychotic, deceased twin sister, suggesting that the same manipulative, unhinged DNA is running through Willow's veins. The comparison is a devastating blow to Willow, who has spent her entire life trying to prove she is nothing like Nell. Tracy relentlessly pushes Willow to prove she is actually good by comparison, demanding that she drop the innocent act. With the hit-and-run frame-up closing in on her, and Tracy's vicious psychological warfare breaking her down, Willow is being pushed to her absolute breaking point. Meanwhile, the legal nightmare surrounding the shooting of WSB director Ross Cullum is taking a shocking new turn at Turning Woods. Danny is carrying the crushing burden of knowing that his father, Jason, sacrificed his own freedom and endured a WSB black site to take the fall for a crime he didn't commit. The true shooter is Rocco Falconeri, and the secret is tearing the teens apart. Desperate for a solution, and unable to keep the explosive truth bottled up any longer, Danny pays a visit to Jack Brennan. In a massive leap of faith, Danny confesses the entire, ugly truth to Brennan, explicitly stating that Rocco Falconeri was the one who pulled the trigger on Cullum. Brennan, a man deeply entrenched in the dangerous, clandestine world of espionage and leverage, absorbs this information with calculating precision. General Hospital spoilers point to Brennan deciding to step up and help Rocco in the midst of his looming legal mess. Brennan's motives are never entirely altruistic, and his involvement guarantees that Rocco's salvation will come with heavy strings attached. But for now, Brennan might be the only lifeline the Falconeri boy has left. Finally, amidst the darkness, betrayal, and espionage, a bright ray of hope shines through for Giovanni Gio Palmieri. The young, talented musician has been caught in the crossfire of the mob and the Quartermain family drama, but he receives a much-needed boost of joy courtesy of Emma Scorpio Drake. Emma rushes to Gio to deliver some incredibly good news. The legendary Anna Devane's homecoming is happening very soon. Anna has been enduring a psychological hell in a French mental health facility, battling hallucinations of Peter August while trying to secure her release. The The confirmation that Anna is finally returning to Port Charles sends a wave of relief through her loved ones. However, fans know that Anna is returning as a changed, traumatized woman with potentially deadly intentions. Her arrival will undoubtedly shake the foundations of Port Charles, bringing new mysteries and explosive confrontations to the forefront. The chessboard of Port Charles has been violently reset. With Cassius Phazon operating as a ghost for Z, Jocelyn fully embracing her lethal WSB destiny, Lulu preparing to unleash hell on Carly and Valentine, and Brooke Lynn's treacherous frame-up teetering on the edge of exposure, the upcoming episodes are guaranteed to be a breathless, high-octane thrill ride. Will Chase discover that his own wife is the true criminal? Will Brennan's intervention save Rocco, or drag him deeper into the underworld? And how much collateral damage will Michael Corinthos cause before he is stopped? The drama is escalating at a breakneck pace, and no one in Port Charles is safe from the impending fallout. Stay tuned, because the Summer of Secrets is about to explode into a fiery spectacle of revenge and revelation.